Hey, just checking in for the day. I had a good call this afternoon, this afternoon with Dave Coplin, who, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, is a very experienced and proficient speaker, and is represented by the same speaking agency. Now, I had a chance to watch Dave in action last year in November, and meet him, and he kindly offered to give me hands, mentor me, help me in any way that he could. So we were on the phone for about 40 minutes today, and I had a bunch of questions to ask him. Got some kind of interesting and very useful answers. Kind of some things about the website, looking at what sort of things I should have on there, how he approaches social media as well, which was interesting, and how he's able to kind of tell more of his story and his personality comes through in the social media. Whereas the website is kind of like his shop front, if you will. There's the very official, professional side to him. He's a very kind of playful, fun guy, and his talk was very entertaining. But there's obviously there's a requirement to have that professional image as well, especially in the world perhaps that he inhabits, which is kind of the tech space. But he also had some interesting insights into what his processes are with creating and producing content, how he keeps it fresh, how he creates new content and adds it to his existing talks. His situation is a little different to mine at the moment in that he's doing many more talks. He's 50 to 100 talks each year, and that's quite a big spread. I think he did 50 talks last year, so he's probably going to be doing a few more than that this year, I'd imagine. And so he's got a lot more modules, a lot more blocks, a lot more resources to pull out of the arsenal, if you will. And whereas with me, I'm sort of creating everything from scratch at the moment. I'm happy to do that, but interesting to hear his take on how to use these experiences that I'm going through at the moment, these kind of right from scratch speeches at the moment, and be able to take those blocks and tie them together later on down the line, and to create new talks, but using existing ideas. And I don't look at that as being kind of corners, because not just because there just simply wouldn't be the time to create single thing from scratch, but because actually once I've articulated an idea, I already do this. Once I've got an idea and I've got it down, I've got a story that I tell to illustrate a point, then I will use that again. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, the best speakers will be doing the same processes. I just don't have enough of those modules at the moment. There's blocks at the moment, those stories that I've practiced and have experience of delivering, to be able to do that easily in the same way that someone like Dave Coplin can. So it was really kind of helpful to speak to him, and it reminded me a little bit of how I felt after speaking to Alex Bellini earlier on in the year, back in January, and he had some really interesting insights as well into his processes. So it has made me kind of think a little bit more about the questions that I'm asking people who are around me who are doing more of this. What help do I need? What's useful to me, and how am I using the information that I'm getting? So what Dave's shared with me today, how am I actually going to take that forwards and change what I'm doing? Otherwise, it's 40 minutes, a nice bit of a chat on the phone. But if I don't actually do anything with that information, then it was kind of pointless. So I want to ensure that I'm taking this information and I'm getting the sort of answers that I can use and put into practice. And I recognize that that's not just applicable to this particular scenario of my kind of my speaking journey, but it's actually the way we should all be looking at getting help and support from the people around us, and not just getting kind of wise words we can nod our heads and grumble about, not doing anything about. We need to get information that we can actually use, things that we understand, answers that we understand. I know I'm not going to implement 100% of everything that Dave talked about today. I know I'm not, because some of it I'm not ready for at the moment, but much of it, I know there are specific things that I can do that are going to help me move forwards. So it's given me a few good ideas, and also, as I said, some ideas as to other people I could speak to in order to get different perspectives, yet more ideas, yet more experiences about moving myself forwards, preparing talks, going out there and putting myself in the right places so that people can understand my messages before making any kind of decision about whether or not I'm the guy to come in and talk about well-being or mindset-related topics. So yeah, good day so far today. I'm about to head back into town, go to the library for a couple of hours and spend some time working on this mindfulness talk, which I've got coming up next week. Really coming together now. All the ideas are there. It's just putting them into some sort of flowing order, bolting the modules together. It's the way to do it. Catch you soon. Bye for now.